this time, I would like to introduce our valedictorian, Sophia Damore.
Thank you. Thank you to Ms. Blake for introducing me, and thank you everybody for coming. Bishop Bob Ray, thank you so much for coming and giving us your words of wisdom. It was a beautiful Mass celebration. And thank you to Assistant Superintendent Ms. Reginos for coming, making the drive up. And Father Paul, for everything you've done for this high school and for our class these past 4 years. You've been the best chaplain ever, and we're going to miss you so much. So thank you so much for everything you've done. I'd also like to thank all the staff present right now, Ms. Blake, Ms. Augustino. I'd like to thank Ms. Lena and Ms. Oswald for all your help with us seniors this year. Couldn't have done it without you. And for all the other staff members that have impacted our journeys. Also, parents of graduates, thank you so much for sending your kids to Seton and making it a great school community with their addition, and for raising such awesome kids that are now my closest friends. And to my own parents for making the sacrifices to give me a wonderful Catholic education and for supporting me in every endeavor that I took on these past 4 years. I'd also like to thank my fellow classmates who came to graduation. Thank you so much for coming, and my fellow seniors for sticking with Seton up to this point, and for making a lot of fun memories and just helping each other grow in faith and character over the years. I'm so grateful for everybody here, because without you I would not be standing here as valedictorian today. Okay. So I think our class is a really special class because our class completed the school. So before there was a middle school, they didn't start out with all 4 classes of the high school. First they had a freshman class, then a freshman sophomore class, then a freshman sophomore junior, and then when we were freshmen it was freshman sophomore junior senior. So we like completed the high school, and I was like super nervous for high school, but like a weekend I was like, this is the best time of my life. Like it was like a big family. Like we would gather around the circle every morning, say prayers. We would always see everybody. It was great, and it was so fun to meet all these new people. Like there's the best people here, and there's so many new opportunities too, like that I didn't have in grade school, obviously, such as Beta Club. My favorite memory of freshman year was the Beta Convention. It was a big bonding moment for everybody, and me, Lauren, Kylie, and Paul were the freshman problem-solving team. So like, basically, it's this event, and like it sounds like you're like solving a bunch of word problems or something. Like that's what it sounds like, but it is nothing like that. What we had to do was like we had to like make this like community or something, like a campaign for like a community, and like you had to write all this stuff down. And our like slogan was the opportunity for unity, but none of us were like confident in our spelling of the word opportunity. And we didn't have a phone or like a dictionary to like look it up on. So Lauren has this Apple Watch, right? Okay. And you know how with Siri, when you say like something into Siri, he like kind of types it back onto the screen for you. Lauren just goes up to her Apple Watch and says opportunity, and it pops on the screen, and like we can write it perfectly now because we like figured that out. And I just remember thinking like we deserve to win. Like that was so smart. Like that was a real problem that we literally solved. I was like, she thought outside the box for that one. And sure enough, like we ended up winning 3rd place in freshman problem solving, and we have a plaque in the school somewhere about that. So yeah, so paid off. But of course, at the end of freshman year, that's when COVID hit. And I think like our last day of school was like the science fair, and me and Paul did this crazy science project. We like shot rockets, right? And we were like testing like which rocket would go the furthest based on like different like the way it's designed, and we needed like a big empty field to do it. So we were like, Seton has a big empty field, so you know, one Saturday afternoon we pull up to Seton and we shoot our rockets, and of course they're like the first prototypes. They go like 10-20 feet, like it's really not that impressive until Paul shoots a rocket off, and it like goes up, it takes a couple spins, and it lands on the Seton roof. And it's still up there to this day. I'm just kidding, we got it down. Mr. Haynes was not very happy with year. Did we win anything for that science fair, by the way? You should have rocked it onto the roof one time. Okay, moving on to sophomore year. Good times. I'm just kidding, that year was awful. Like, we can all agree, that was like a fever dream. It was like the COVID year, so we had to like wear masks all year, we had to social distance, like the teachers would pull out the tape measures and stuff, like, alright. But I think it's funny because in a year when we were physically apart, we ended up being bonded closer by the end, in a way. And then came junior year. It was one of my favorite years, honestly. Like that year was really good. I was still like really stressed. Like I was super stressed that year, but it was really fun. And that year we put on The Sound of Music for our little spring show, and it was the best time ever. Like it was just so fun to be a part of something that it took so long to plan and rehearse, but like it really paid off. Like, and I got so much closer with people that I don't normally like hang out with, so that was really cool too. And big thank you to Miss Hale, wherever she is. Big thank you for I thank you for that opportunity for all of us. That was so much fun. And that brings us to senior year, which was this year, obviously. My favorite memory has got to be the senior trip that we took last week. Like, there was so much bonding. We've never spent that much consecutive time together as a class, so I like really got to know all of you, and it just felt like a big family trip, you know, like, it was funny. When we would like walk downtown Charleston to like go to the market or go get ice cream, whatever, everyone would just kind of stare at us because like not only were we this giant group of kids, but like down the block we were just walking in like this single file line, like all the way down the street, and like, usually Kylie was at the front, like we were not, like she seemed to be like the person who knew where to go the most. And like people would stand aside to let us pass because we were like marching in like this single file line. And that was just like this past Monday and Tuesday. So that's crazy. Now we're at graduation. Like, just think about that for a second. Like, we're graduating right now. We have so many successes and achievements to be proud of, like just from this year alone. I want y'all to like look back at the beginning of this year and just think about, like, remember how stressed you were and how like uncertain you were about everything, about this moment, about the future, about after this. But now we're here. We're on the brink of graduating and all of our hard work has paid off. What I'm trying to say is that there's going to be a lot of stresses in life. Senior year was just the beginning. Like, you thought you were done? No. Like, but you can't let that stop you from seizing every day and making the most of every opportunity. You have to enjoy life, but what's the point of living if you're always in your comfort zone? Sometimes you have to do something that you're afraid of. You have to take the leap, like Linnea's graduation cap says. And most importantly, when things start to go not according to plan, you have to step back and you have to trust in God and His plan for your life, because that's all that matters. And every time you feel scared or stressed, just remember how you felt at the beginning of this year, and more importantly, how you feel now. And remember that feeling of accomplishment. Accomplishments can only come through adversity. I'm just gonna be real, like life is kind of meaningless if you just stay in your comfort zone. Like in order to be successful and to make some accomplishments, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. So I'm gonna leave you with this really empowering quote I found in my Cat-a-day calendar. It was like the other day too, like this came in clutch for this. When you face your fears, you are free of them. There is nothing in the world I need to hide from again. So, congratulations, class of 2023, and remember to grab those opportunities when you see them. Every day is a brand new day, so carpe diem. Thank you.